collective. He could have been a very vengeful person. And look, starting with Potiphar's wife, starting with his brothers when he first saw them. I think he, in last Sunday's lesson, I think we talked. I think maybe he had a little bit of fun with it, but I think he wanted to find out what they were made of, and that they had changed, to see if they had changed. Of course, here we see they kind of reverted back. Uh, we talked about it earlier lessons. When God changed the name from Jacob to Israel, and that's the reason. Sometimes we're Jacob, sometimes we're Israel, and we see that in Jacob's life. Sometimes he went back to Jacob, and then he went back to Israel, and I think that's, like I said, we all experience that or have experienced that in our life. But like I said, I think they kind of reverted back there for a while because they were afraid, something's going to happen to us now. But anyway, somebody read now verses 22 through 26. Did we read 50 through 18? Yeah. Okay. All right. Go ahead. Who's reading?
Joseph said to them, "Don't be afraid. Am I in the place of God? You planned evil against me. God planned it for good to bring about the present result, the survival of many people. Therefore, don't be afraid. I will take care of you and your children, and be comforted to them, and spoke kindly to them."
Joseph lived 110 years. His long life, was further evidence of God's blessing on Joseph's life, as was seen Ephraim's children to the third generation. Hardship of his life did not diminish God's ultimate blessings upon him. God will surely visit you and bring you out of this land to the land which he swore to Abraham, Isaac, and to Jacob. Joseph was a human agent most responsible for bringing the family to Egypt. I think too, we talked when he had the dream, of Pharaoh's dream, he said there'll be 7 years of wealth and 7 years of famine. Was it just that one time, or did it continue on? I wondered about that. Was after the 7 years of famine, was there another 7 years again of fruit and wealth? There probably was. I think it was a cycle. We're in a cycle now. We're getting a lot of rain, but I've said it'll shut off, and we lived here long enough. We'll see it, and I hope I'm not sounding pessimistic, but we went through the drought and the heat last year because we didn't have these rains in the spring last year. It wasn't just very little rain in the spring. We didn't get our spring rains, and but really we'll be in pretty good shape when the heat does hit. I got tickled. I was watching, I forget what I was watching. Anyway, they had a little deal there on the side where they showed the map. Heat advisory wasn't yeah. It's down south of us, but it was in a heat advisory, and it was 80 something degrees. Yeah, the humidity.
It was 102 degrees out, actually.
Yeah, the humidity. Oh, it was bad. Yeah, yeah. I always remember what Bill always said when y'all make a trip back to East Texas. He'd drive up and said, "Oh," he said, "why didn't we move back here?" So then I get out of the car, and you know why. I worked with a guy. He'd worked in East Texas over. He said, everything. You put your arm on this, it's sticky. I mean, it's just, and it just. I got, and one other thing I like to be able to see. Uh, yeah, just hit you right in the face. And I know when we would go visit Judy, when they lived, the first house they lived in didn't have air conditioning. And you'd take a bath, and before you got out of the bathroom, you feel like you need to take another bath. And because you were just covered in sweat. Yeah. 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 Yeah, I know it. I had a friend, coworker. He always said, "I'll cut the air conditioner off right before I starve to death." Yeah, that's good. I kind of agree with him. Yeah, yeah. I had to work on mine. Wasn't draining yesterday. I had to try to blow it out and get it to drain again. and finally got it going. Of course, I blamed it on all the company we got. Yeah, they were.
Our electric was off for like 3 days, and I'll tell you what, you couldn't open the door because it was not fun.
I tell you what, you talking about we you can't even hardly open the back door because the flies are wanting to get in. We'll get in where it's cool. Gosh, the flies are terrible. Mm. Yeah.
Well, they didn't let they lightning hit our tree in the backyard, Roval Country.
Yeah.
Fell under the fence, huge, big.
Mm.
And then they said, don't touch the fence because the wire was down.
Yeah.
I'm not going outside.
Mm. Yes. Right. But it is. It's things we've become accustomed to, and but you know, even working out in West Texas is different. If you can find the shade, if you can find a tree tall enough to find the shade, it wasn't bad because of the arid temperature. But I know when I was working out in West Texas, was living in Dublin, and I'd get up to about between Brady and Brownwood, and it felt like somebody had thrown a wet blanket over my head. I mean, I'd got acclimated to that arid country and dry, and boy, I couldn't hardly breathe. It was so humid. But like I said, or we'd go to Austin, you know, visit, you know, our son there, and it was just the humidity was just terrible. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. I know it's yeah. You like I said, you get acclimated to that, and it's a shock really when you come back. But you know, then Joseph died and was embalmed and put in a coffin. He was probably embalmed the same way Jacob was in verse 3. Probably embalmed, took 40 days, and all this. What? Down to a science. Like I said, and they're just still discovering that now, that it was a science that they had embalming and pretty good. And I don't think have they been able to figure out really what they experimented, but I didn't know if they ever really figured out what they did. Yeah, experimented, yeah. Just know it's not on me, yeah. But yeah, they were. I mean, come in, Molly. Yes, ma'am. But yeah, I don't know if it, like I said, it was down to a science. And no telling how many they experimented on trying to get that, trying to get that done. So, but and like I said, he's probably. But some say Joseph was never buried, but he put in a coffin and he was laid above the ground. Now I said Hebrews 11:22 supports that, but I've read it and I can't read that. But I don't know. They said he was. Yeah, all the speculation. But some say, like I said, he was never buried, put under the ground, but his coffin laid above ground on those years that Israel was going back to the promised land, just as God said. Just like Lenin. Yeah, like Lenin was put in a vault. Yeah. 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 Oh yeah. Yeah, they had it down. I don't know. Was Lenin body still in you know, they preserved it, had it in a coffin, you know, glass. Yeah. 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 Maybe so. I don't know. But you know, he was near, and when he was nearing death, he told his brothers he was about to die, but God will surely take care of you. That's telling me. I wonder were they all, and you know, they were all older than him except Benjamin. Were they all still alive? I don't know. You know, you said told his brothers. I don't know if it was just the ones that were alive, but we don't know. We can just speculate. Yeah, 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 probably. Yeah. Well, and you know they when he probably when he told them I'm about to die, that sigh of relief, you know. Sure. Yeah. So as you know, and I think about this, you know, he told them, God will take care of you. Don't worry about it. You know, God is in this. But as you know, I've thought about this is we may have stood beside the bed of a loved one or parent on their deathbed, and we think about how they cared for you and they nursed you and guided you in your decisions. Who stood by you in trying times. Now they may not have said the words, but they're saying God will take care of you. We're going to be gone. There'll be a void, but God will take care of you. And I think the same thing. Like I said, they may not have said those exact words, but we got the message that God will take care of you. Joseph assured them also, God will take care of you up to the land, will take you up to the land which he promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Joseph then made his sons swear they would carry his bones back to the promised land. The promise was fulfilled 400 years later. Butch, if you'd read Exodus 1:6-8.
Joseph died and all his brethren and all that generation. And the children of Israel were fruitful and increased abundantly and multiplied and waxed exceedingly mighty, and the land was filled with them. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph.
That's sad. He knew not Joseph. Forgot his history. And I'm thinking, how could he kept from, words? 400 years, that's a long time. But who's this Joseph guy? And he forgot him. But he saved the nation. Yes, saved him.
The Egyptians had a way the pharaohs fidget with their history.
Oh yeah. Blocked him out, wiped him out. Yes, because he wasn't Egyptian. He was a Hebrew. He wasn't, yeah. But at the end of 400 years, when they were released, Moses then took his bones, the bones of, and they knew where to find them. I don't know where they were, but they knew where to find them, where they were, and they took them back as they promised Joseph they would do. So, after, and I'm thinking about Joseph and reading about him, even all of Genesis that went through. But, after, and when I get to heaven, after seeing Jesus, my loved ones, I want to talk to Joseph. I want to visit with Joseph for 1,000 years. Y'all have to wait your turn. Hurry up. We got a few minutes. Any comments? This has been, I think, been a great study. Yeah.
We don't want to get, too legalistic on that. There is really a thing such as a good life.
Oh, yeah.
Like with Rahab when she hit the spies.
Yeah. Right.
Boom and her family.
Exactly.
We're hiding with Jewish people. Or sometimes if somebody asks me,
yeah.
my wife, how does this look?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
But I want to be careful because we don't use that as an excuse to live in a state of mind where we're opting for our advantage. I think another's advantage when somebody's going to die and the state uses that against you, trying to use your truth against you to kill somebody. So. Yeah. Well, and it's,
I've always joked and said the preachers have a problem with numbers and got stretching them. But, I think, and sometimes it's best not to tell the truth. I mean, just don't say anything. You don't say anything.
I had an old preacher tell me a story about it one time. And he said, this gal had fixed a pie and brought it to him. And he says, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
He said he took it home and he ate a slice of it. And he goes, I've never eaten anything so disgusting in my whole life. And he goes, I'm thinking, how can I do this?
Yeah.
And so he thought about it all week. And the next Sunday she comes up and says, preacher, how'd you like that pie? And he says, well, let me tell you, a pie like that just doesn't stay in my house very long.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. Yeah. You remember Butch Andy Griffin and making the pickles? Yeah. 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 Molly used to say that.
Yeah. Okay. Since I lost my husband 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I finally sold my trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And moved in.
Mm-hmm.
Bob and Michelle
Mm-hmm.
has given me the master bedroom. If you walked in it, you're going to feel the Holy Ghost in there.
Right.
Because not only that, they're precious to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, something happened to me. You all would have to take a shotgun, get permission, and have
you know,
Mm-hmm.
shooter.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I don't know. Now, Michelle says she purchased him. Well, purchased in my own daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, just, if I can't open my mouth and say, oh, I need a walker or something, God bless the family that gave me this.
Mm-hmm.
Still hanging in there, you know?
Yep.
Anyway, but I don't know if they're really their hearts.
Mm-hmm.
Bob is right now, he's got Agent Orange. He's never been to the doctor. Yes, he has at his time.
Mm-hmm.
He can't hardly walk. He hasn't eaten in 3 days. I'm going to put him on the prayer list.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know their hearts. I'll talk to her. She says, I'm burned out. Her husband, you probably remember
Yeah.
Clinton and
Michelle, yeah. Mm-hmm.
well, he was a so-called preacher, forgetting Lord to say.
Mm-hmm.
But she said, I can't go to church because he's burned me out of church.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like, in a way, now, Brother Steve, I am a granddaughter of an old-fashioned Baptist preacher,
Mhm.
Deacon Balfour.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, I feel like my Papa Gordon can say, you know something, you can change. Get on your knees. You can't get on your knees, lay down on the bed. You still look up there. But anyway, they're precious
Yep,
to me.
that's
and,
good. Mm.
So I felt like I have been fighting here or there or there and there, and I heck with this.
Yep. Right. Mm-hmm.
And I told Brother Steve what ago. I said, would you all accept me again?
Mm-hmm.
He said, you sure can.
Sure.
So,
Yeah.
anyway, I want to tell that to him.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Yeah.
You're home.
Yeah. You're home. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm back.
Uh,
And I'm just around the corner. It's number 150 now.
okay. All right.
She got to call because she's got 3 dogs. One is a Newfoundland
Mm.
dog. It's that size. He looks like I could almost ride him because I'm 4 foot now. But anyway, I know we're running out of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, you all have to call to make a point.
Yeah. Brother Les, would you dismiss us, please?
Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this lesson tonight, this morning. And Father, that we understand your will and your ways, Father. Everything you do is for good. We don't do that, Father. But when we fail, Father, you're there to pick us up and correct everything. We ask this